The Milwaukee Bucks have a huge problem, and I'm not really sure on how the Bucks should fix this problem. The Milwaukee Bucks started being huge championship contenders in the year of 2019. In that year, the Milwaukee Bucks went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals and went up 2-0 versus the Toronto Raptors. It looked like the Bucks were about to go to the finals for the first time in a very long time. But the Raptors would end up winning that series in 6, due to a Game 3 overtime surge from them. So the Bucks pretty much decided to run it back with the same squad as they did last year, except this year was 2020, and a lot of people should know this was bubble year. In the regular season, the Bucks actually looked great before the bubble. They were the 1 seed, and then the bubble started and the Bucks started slipping a little bit. They started losing them regular season games in the bubble and started looking a little bit bad, and people started to get worried. In the first round, they ended up beating the Orlando Magic in 5 games, so everyone's like, oh, the Bucks are fine. And then they end up losing in 5 to the Miami Heat in the second round. And then the Bucks GM John Horst said it's time to make some changes to Milwaukee, and that's what he did. A 4-team trade that brought Jrue Holiday here and made him a Milwaukee Buck. And we're gonna talk about Jrue Holiday in a minute, because Jrue Holiday is a huge part of this thing that the Bucks got going on right now. And then the 2021 season comes around. This season is huge for this Milwaukee Bucks team. They are the 3 seed in the East. They go ahead and sweep the Miami Heat in the first round, beat the Brooklyn Nets in 7 games. Kevin Durant's toe on the line still gives me anxiety to this day. And they end up beating the Hawks in 6 games in the Eastern Conference Finals and end up going down 0-2 to the Phoenix Suns. But the Bucks end up winning in 6 games, as they say, Bucks in 6, end up winning the championship. Giannis has 50 points in a Game 6 to close out the series, and the rest is history. This Milwaukee Bucks season was an absolute masterclass. So the next year, the Bucks pretty much run it back with the same squad, and all's going well. The Bucks end up being the 2 seed, and they play against the Chicago Bulls in the first round, which no one's really scared of, like, oh, it's the Bulls, and the Bucks have been beating the Bulls. The Bulls end up going down in 5 games, but there was a huge injury that might have cost the Bucks their championship. Khris Middleton ends up spraining his MCL versus the Bulls, which is a horrible sight to see for these Milwaukee Bucks. They end up playing the Boston Celtics in the second round and end up losing in 7 games after having a 3-2 lead. A lot of people say, what happens if they had Khris Middleton? The people think they would have won that series, but the Bucks end up going home in 7 games to the Boston Celtics. The Bucks make some free agency moves, getting guys like Joe Ingles, re-signing Bobby Portis, and they're like, all right, this can be the year 2022 to the 2023 season. The Bucks are the 1 seed. They're living life. They're pretty much tearing up every team they go against, just living it. And then the first round versus the Miami Heat comes, and I don't even know what happened to this Bucks team, but they just folded. Game 1, lost. Game 2, they blow Miami out. Giannis did get hurt in this series, but still. Game 3, lost. Game 4, lost. Game 5, lost. Jimmy Butler just tore up the Bucks in this series. It was horrible watching on TV. There's Jimmy Butler. The Heat would be down like 10 points at the end of the 4th, and they just find some way to come back and crush the souls of Milwaukee Bucks fans across the world. After the Bucks went home, there were some business decisions made. Mike Budenholzer, the Bucks head coach at that time, that's been running this head coach and won that finals, he got fired after this series because of how bad the Bucks' performance was. They end up hiring Adrian Griffin, Nick Nurse's assistant in Toronto, to be the new head coach. He's supposed to be the new head coach. He's going to lead the guys in Milwaukee, apparently. So now, after I just broke down all the things that this Bucks team has been through, it's time to break down the problems that they have, and in my opinion, why they really lost these series and this 2023 series to the Miami Heat. Because, I mean, look at it. It was pretty bad watching it on TV. I was like, dang, we're really about to lose another game? Jimmy Butler just became him? I was like, there's no way this is possible. Now, so it's time to break down the problems that the Bucks have. First off, let's break down the Bucks' big 3. Khris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Jrue Holiday. Let's start off with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Last year, Giannis averaged 31, 11, 5 on 55% field goal shooting. I'm going to just keep it a buck with y'all. I'm not worried about Giannis. Giannis is still going to be Giannis no matter what happens. He's probably still always going to be in the MVP conversation. I'm not worried about this Bucks future with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, one thing I could be potentially worried about is Giannis leaving in the future and declining his player option when that is available. That is one thing I could see that's possible and could mess some stuff up right now. But as of right now and going into next year, I do not see Giannis as a problem to this Bucks team. He's going to be Giannis. He's going to average probably 30 and 10 a game. He's going to average a double-double with 30 points most likely. MVP candidate as always. I'm not worried about Giannis. Khris Middleton only averaged 15 and 4 and 4 on 43% field goal shooting. Now, here's the thing. Khris Middleton was injured a lot this year. He missed a lot of games. When I say a lot of games, I mean a lot with injuries. A knee injury, I think it was a wrist injury too. It was just all around craziness for Middleton. He even had another surgery after the season ended. Middleton did decline his $40 million million player option yesterday. Here's the thing. I don't see Khris Middleton leaving this basketball team. I think that when it's all said and done, Middleton is just gonna sign a deal for less money to help out the Bucks, and a longer deal, maybe like a 3 years something type of deal where it's less money. I can see that happening, because the way that seems like, it seems like Middleton loves this Milwaukee area. I honestly don't think. Also, Middleton signing less money would also make sure he gets a longer deal, because some other team might not want to give him a longer deal. Also, it would secure that he wants to win. Honestly, next season this Milwaukee team is most likely going to be a winning team, but still, it helps him secure that. And it also might help some free agents if he signs for less money. It helps bring other people into Milwaukee. Jrue Holiday. I have such mixed feelings about Jrue. I love Jrue, but also his postseason performances are horrible. In the regular season this year, 19, 5, 7, 47% field goal shooting. He was a monster on defense. He was an all-star this year, all around amazingness. And then the postseason came and it just went all downhill from there. During the playoffs this year, averaged 17 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds in the 5 games that he played. He also played 38 minutes a game. He had a 40% field goal shooting, 28% from 3. Jrue, he wasn't really hooping, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was kind of sad looking at Jrue going out like this. Now, Jrue has a big question going into next season. A lot of Bucks fans on Twitter want him traded, gone, somewhere else. Here's the thing with Jrue. Honestly, I don't see this front office moving Jrue unless some drastic trade would happen, maybe for Dame or something. But I'll get into that a little bit later. But like I said, I don't honestly see Jrue moving. Just knowing how this front office is, even though I kind of do maybe think we should trade Jrue because he's going to retire soon. He even came out and said he's retiring at 35. He's almost there. What are we going to do when Jrue retires? We can maybe ship him off right now and get some value for him. But I don't know at this point what the front office can do. A huge free agent for the Bucks this season is going to be Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez, Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He was second in voting last year, I'm pretty certain. He was pretty much good for the Bucks. He's going to be a free agent, but here's the thing with Brook. He's also old. So the question is they going to give Brook another big contract? Because here's the thing, he's like 35 years old. Like, he's almost pushing 40 dang near. Here are some main big problems about this Milwaukee Bucks roster. As I said earlier, they're old. Giannis is almost 30. The whole roster, if you look at this roster, everyone is pretty much 30 or older. The age of these players is not getting any younger. The future of this team could be really bad just because of age. Like, look at this. This is crazy. Second of all, we do not have any first round picks for a while. We do not have a first round pick until 2028. That is a long ways away. And here's another thing to even make it even worse. Milwaukee is a small market team. This isn't a huge free agent destiny. I know some people in the NBA love Giannis, but no one wants to come play in Milwaukee. It's a small market team. Isn't an LA or a Boston or something like that. Milwaukee, small market team. It's hard to get free agents here. The Milwaukee Bucks are pretty much cooked. The future is looking super bleak at this point. All because of the fact that we traded all our draft picks, we're a small market team, and our team is old. The future of this Milwaukee Bucks team is going to be different. I have a bad feeling in about 2 or 3 years we're going to see some huge changes. I don't know if Giannis is going to stay on the team and be a Dirk and be here for 20 years. I don't really know, and I can't even be confident if that is going to happen. I definitely think there's going to be some changes coming soon, though, to some of the players on this team. I think, honestly, with this roster, they're going to run it back with the same roster that they did last year. Honestly, I really don't see them making that many moves or free agency. I don't see them making a huge trade like for Damian Lillard, but, you know, every other day, it's new trade rumors or the Blazers saying he doesn't want to be traded. They don't even know what's going on with Dame. So like I said, this Milwaukee Bucks team, they have a problem. Age, no draft picks, small market team, and the fact that in a few years, this Milwaukee Bucks team could be a whole different team and there could be a huge change up. We got a new head coach. There might be some new things that he can bring to the team. I don't know, but clearly the Milwaukee Bucks have problems and I don't know how exactly they're going to fix these problems. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed the video, please drop a sub and like. We're on the road to 1K subscribers. We got to 500 a few weeks ago. I'm very happy about that. Watch these 2 videos right here. Very great content by me. I hope all of y'all have a nice day.